taking a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
I love our music. And I get such a kick out of looking at us because that's from a few years ago.
Oh, I know.
You know, and like Diana looks like she just walked off a runway. I look like I just
Totally different person.
Not on.
I know. Redo it, but I do love it.
Yeah, we do. I need to update it a little bit. Yeah, for sure.
I love seeing the older books.
Oh yeah, I got to get that. I'll do an updated version coming soon. Maybe starting next year we'll have a new one. Yeah.
Well, welcome
the new year.
everyone to the Isn't It Romantic Book Club. We're going to be discussing Michelle Major's Someone to Hold today. And wasn't that like such a neat book?
It was so neat.
You know, I went down this really weird rabbit hole with this book, and just, you know how like a thought sparks another thought, like bull riding. I was like, are there female bull riders? So then I started like Googling and looking up female bull riders because like it made me think about bull riders. So anyway, that was the rabbit hole I went down. So anyway, it was such a cute book. I'm Abby Rhodes. I write dark romantic thrillers. I tell people to think like an episode of Criminal Minds meets a love story with a bit of a twist. I have a little stack of books. Here's Dangerous Dreams and Broken Dreams and Shattered Dreams. And I have Defying Evil and Capturing Fate. And if you like your books hard, I got hard copies of Defying Evil and Capturing Fate too. So, and they are so pretty in hardcover. They're just gorgeous. So,
welcome. My name is Sharon Ray. I write romantic suspense about sexy green berets, but throw in like a little bit of gothic mystery and some Dan Brownish type stories. Love's Last Kiss is the most current one. The newest one, A Promise at Midnight, is coming. So these are just a few of the books. You can see kind of like the gothic-y covers. But I'm very excited. And next week, actually, Heroes, Holidays, and Hope comes out. It's an anthology for the Wounded Warrior Project.
oh, neat.
Yeah. So, but this is how weird publishing is. It comes out in December, but it takes place on Memorial Day. So you just kind of have to transport yourself either backwards or forwards to the summer. All the stories have to take place on Memorial Day. Anyway,
suspend disbelief. Yes, exactly.
Disbelief.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Diana Mio Stewart. I write romantic suspense for The Strong of Heart. My latest series that is out is the Bad Legacy series. Broken Promises and Fatal Promises are out now, and Hard Promises is coming your way. I've been working on it. I'm very excited to share that with all of you. I also do some contemporary romances. It's all in the hips, and thank you for breaking my heart. So check those out when you get a minute.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jenny Martz. Sorry, I disappeared for a sec because I forgot to get any of my books, so I had to go grab some. So I write small town stories with humor and heart and occasionally a dead body. So I write a lot of hot cowboys, but I also kill people in some of my books. So I have the Page Turners mystery series. I have the Beekeeping mystery series. Kill or Be Killed is the newest book in that. I also write hot cowboys. If you're looking for a great Christmas book and you're getting ready for a cowboy for Christmas, this one is one of my most favorite books. It's my most recent horse rescue book. And the Lassiter Ranch series, this is my newest book that came out earlier this year, Lost and Found Cowboy in the Lassiter Ranch series. So that's what I write. And I'm so excited today to be able to introduce our guest author, Michelle Major. She is a dear friend. We live in the same town. I realized like right before it started that we should have gotten together and actually been on the screen together.
Oh, yeah.
That have actually been fun, like sitting next to each other. So we have been friends for a long time. She's an amazing writer. She is a USA Today and top 5 Amazon best-selling author. Michelle Major writes swoon-worthy stories full of heart, heat, and a guaranteed happily ever after. When she's not dreaming up romance, you will find her hiking the trails or avoiding housework in our home state of Colorado.
Welcome,
Michelle.
Hey.
Hey. So good to see you. Oh, yes, you are.
Oh,
You're
Welcome.
yeah, you're on. You're on. So, Michelle, we loved your book, but for
Yes.
those readers who have not read it yet, give us a quick synopsis. Tell us about this new book, about the Skylark series.
Okay, I'm gonna rewind though, because I have a lot to say based on what you guys were saying, and we're talking about your pictures on the page with your book. And I realized when you guys put up my Facebook profile, where I'm wearing the same glasses that I am now, that's a selfie of me during jury duty. So that was like, I don't
Oh, wow.
my family, and I was like, oh my God, this is like the best picture I have of myself. And so it's the courthouse. But yeah, huge fans of all of you. Abby, love the new hardbacks. I love I mostly buy paperbacks, but gosh, a hardback feels so special to have on your shelf.
They do. And mine, when you open them, I don't know if you can hear it. Did you hear that little creak? Just a little creak, and I'm like, oh,
Sexy, I like it. But yes, I big fans of all of yours, and of course, as Jenny said, she is one of my very best author friends. Although we live like maybe 15 minutes with traffic apart, so we should be together. And
next time.
so, writing this book, which I will tell you about, I'm having verbal diarrhea, but that's just like part of the deal. I loved that I loved. I mean, I live in Colorado. We have a very popular rodeo in town. My husband and I also own a ranch that is his retirement, and I'm coming along with. So I love the bull riders. I love the energy of the rodeo. Of course, I had to rewatch The Last Ride with Scott Eastwood as part of my research for this. Like what,
Sure, yeah.
But I just went I went down a huge YouTube rabbit hole of bull riding and the history and the people. Such an interesting thing to me. But as is, so the heroine, which I will get to, is a flower farmer, and that is a huge burgeoning industry in Colorado. So I interviewed several local flower farmers and got to visit a couple of them, and it was just like, I love that, digging into that part of it. So someone to hold. It is the fourth book in my current series, the Skylark series. It is interconnected standalones, but they can all be read on their own, guaranteed happily ever after, little bit of spice. So what sort of ties this series together is there's a book club, but in addition, they have this kind of subplot within their book club where the character Sloan, who created the book club, challenged them to do this bucket list. And it's not like go jump out of a plane, it's do something really scary, that's going to change your life. And so Molly, the heroine, the female main character in this book, is a single mom. She has twins. She kind of got pregnant accidentally, came to Colorado. She is not great at standing on her own. And so, but when she feels like she needs to leave Colorado because her mother-in-law is pressuring her to, she decides that's what she's going to do, is stand on her own 2 feet. Except then she hurts her ankle, and it's spring and she needs some help. And guess who has a debt to her late husband? And the mother-in-law is our bull rider, Chase, who you actually, in the second book of this series, there was a scene at the rodeo where you saw him get injured, and it was pretty traumatic. And so he's coming back from that, and he agrees to be her man with her twins, and they're kind of enemies to lovers adjacent. He wasn't supportive of the marriage. She doesn't have any reason to like him, but spoiler alert, happens. So that's kind of their journey.
I loved it, Michelle, and I love the small throwbacks to other books, but you were absolutely right. You absolutely don't have to read any of the books in the series. You can read them all out of order.
Yep.
And thoroughly enjoy each story. But I'm curious, how did you plot out all? Because I know there's another book coming. Did you plot out all 5 books at once?
There are actually, so there's this one, there's 3 more books coming.
Oh, wow.
I am a plot-ish-er. I plot generally the big sort of things, and I usually know how a book is going to end. So at the start of this, I kind of knew, you know, I knew from the women what their journeys were going to be. But I have, you know, it's interesting. The hero of the next book, readers expected to be with Molly from some things at the start. And I knew she was going to be with Chase. So I did know a little bit because I felt like I had to keep it all together.
I feel like I saw a really impressive, like, whiteboard or like easel with like a giant piece of paper that had, like, in your office, that had all the names of the characters of like 8 full-on books, and had like the names and little notes or something about like each book. So I feel like you knew, like, you know, kind of how.
She's more than Plot Fisher.
Yeah.
Yes, I for sure, I knew. So I don't know how you all start your books. I always start with character. I love character. I love the backstory. I wish I wrote something like mysteries in them, because then there would be more goings on that could keep me moving. But I just really love diving deep into the characters. So yeah, I had the characters plotted out, and I kind of know what they're going to do. But then once I get into it, sometimes it takes a left turn, which I'm okay with.
I think that's the fun part. Is
It is
the left.
Magic happens, right? All the
Yes.
things you don't expect. Yeah.
So how do you keep it fresh? I mean, I read this story and it was so fresh and dynamic, and I'm like, oh my God, this is number 4 in this series. That's amazing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I think one of my superpowers as a writer is I have very little detailed memory of what came before. Time, you know, you guys have all written enough books that I'll have somebody go, oh, you know, in a book that was published 7 years ago, and I'm like, yeah, okay, but that is not, you know, I know broad strokes. But I also think, you know, each of the women had a very distinct personality for me. And I think there is a challenge to, you know, whether you're writing a group of brothers or, you know, a friend group or whatever, there's a challenge to making them all distinct. But I will say 4 books in, I know if I ask them a question, how each person in the book club would respond, and they're all very different, which sounds a little unhinged, but that's
No, I think that you did a really good job with the friend group of making them all different. And I think if we all think about our actual friend group, and like Michelle and I's friend group, we all have, our personalities are very, very different. I don't need to call out who's the shy one or who's the bossy one, because neither one of them are on with us. So, but they know who they are. So I think that they're, we all have those people in our group that are a little bit different or have this personality or these different little pieces. And it's so fun to see how they all work together and how those different strengths all kind of work together. And I think you did a great job delineating and making those different with the different friends.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Well, I also
Yeah, they were very realistic. I agree. Very realistic.
Thank you. And I think, I think single dads get a lot of love in the romance world, but I know so many single moms in my life that I feel like they need their shot at love too, and it's not always easy.
Yeah, coochie cobwebs. I mean, come on.
That is actually
title. That's a great title for a Halloween book,
That was one of my favorite lines about the book is he going to be the broom that sweeps away the coochie I laughed out loud at that one.
And that friend who would say that to you, right? Like somebody, some of them would be delicate. Oh, you want true love again? No, girl, you gotta sweep it out down there. So.
Exactly.
Michelle, I love
with the D. Yeah.
I actually have boy-girl twins, so I'm always curious how people write boy-girl twins. And I thought you did a great job with the dynamic between the two kids.
Thank you. I don't have twins. My kids are 2 years apart, but they are, they're very close. Not like my daughter had a really close group of friends with two and they had very personalities, but I feel like so often in books it's the little girl who's always shy and the boy is always the rough and tumble. And Luke was really I have a nephew who is 8 and he has some challenges, but he is so sweet. And I watch my husband with him, like bringing him out and being supportive, and that's kind of the relationship I wanted to show with Chase and Luke is a big tough man can like a boy who doesn't maybe fit that same stereotype that he was.
Well, what I liked about it too is a lot of people don't realize that when you have twins as a mother, you're not the primary figure in their relationship. You know how like the children attached to the mother, but with twins, the children attached to each other, and then the mother's secondary.
Right.
And it's very hard for mothers because they don't have the same kind of relationships in the beginning that other parents have with their firstborn or their secondborn, because you're always off to the sideline. It's always their relationship comes first. And even though mine are 26 now, same way. Everything is about them, and then they come to parents and include us. And I do think, I don't know whether you knew that or not, but I got that sense that she felt on the outside of their relationship. So I thought that was really believable.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad. And I hope that, as the twins, just like with any siblings, I mean, I think it's a gift to have that person who, grew up, because you don't experience the same thing, the same things that happen in a family. I don't think you experience as an adult the same way a child does, nor can an adult really appreciate in some instances.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I loved the relationship between the kids. I thought that was really.
So I will say, and nobody has gotten this, but did anybody get the?
I did.
Oh,
She hasn't even said anything yet.
I already know what it is. Is it General Hospital?
Yes.
Luke and Laura?
Oh, I wondered about that. I did wonder.
Oh, I totally didn't get it.
Oh, I totally wondered about that, but I wasn't going to say anything on national YouTube. My age.
So that right there shows the mind meld of two people that have been friends for
That's funny.
for 15 years.
I love that. That's great.
There's put in, Easter eggs for readers, but also fun things for ourselves, and so that was one of them for me.
Yeah, I right away when I did that, I was like, Luke and Laurel? Is this like Luke and Laurel?
Are there any other fun Easter eggs?
Say that again.
Are there any other fun Easter eggs in there?
Well, I would say if you read all the way to the end in the epilogue, so Jenny and Kevin, the Highland calf, who they adopt at the end, is a real, well, R.I.P. Kevin. But he's a real little baby calf that Jenny and I went to visit. I saw some other friend I had posted on Facebook about this homesteading farm doing this. You could go basically do a petting hour with their animals to raise money for this surgery that their little baby calf Kevin needed. And I was like, hey, Jenny, you write small town. Like, this seems like something we could both put in our books. Want to go pet a baby calf? And we had the best time. I could have stayed there for days, but they were so lovely, and they had llamas and goats, and the goat took a
baby pigs.
Yes, the goat took a real shine to Jenny for sure.
It like climbed up my back and was like eating my hair. It was really special.
But as soon as we met this little baby calf, I was like, oh, I'm putting him in a book. So, and I was in the middle of writing this one and was like, yeah, Kevin's going in here. So that's why his name is Kevin, because that's the calf's name.
And Kevin died?
Yes. So Kevin, Kevin needed this surgery. Chips were out of socket, and then in the end couldn't do it, and so he was okay for a while, and then when it just got too hard, it was like heartbreaking. So
I wish I didn't know that.
Yeah. Leave it to Dark Abby.
She said R.I.P. Kevin.
Right.
I was leaving it. Honey. I saw it, but I was like,
I'm going along like Kevin's already recovered and living a life up at the farm in upstate New York. That's where all my pets went. To a farm in upstate New York.
Poor Kevin.
The Kevin in the book is fine though. So yeah.
Long life.
Is that book written, or is you working on it right now?
Say that again.
Is the book with Kevin, Piper's book, is that one done, or are you still writing that one?
No. So Kevin was at the end of Someone to Hold. Piper and Felix.
Oh, okay. Piper and Felix, yes.
They come out in January. So I just hit 70,000 words, and it's due to my editor like December 5th. So it's close.
So how long does it take you to write a book?
I would say if it's these books in the series have been like 80 to 90,000 and around 2 months.
Wow. So that's you and Jenny are in the same club, obviously.
No wonder they're friends.
So we are in very, very different clubs. So
okay.
This is the club that Michelle is in, because we all know me, right? Like, I'm the one that's like screaming in at the last minute, oh my God, I have a deadline. I'm going to write like 80,000 words in 2 weeks. Michelle is very driven, very committed, very task oriented. Like, she sets herself a goal of 3,000 words for the day. And unlike me, who says, well, I got 2,000, so I'll just make that up tomorrow and make that up tomorrow and then make it up 2 weeks from now. She actually is very driven. She stays with it. She follows her schedule. She gets shit done ahead of time.
Whoa. So you're disciplined.
I
I'm
am,
in Michelle's club,
but
but I'm in Jenny's club.
it's also a different process. Like, Jenny has a certain magic of being able to write, go on a retreat and write 17,000 words. My brain shuts down after a minute. So I can't, I don't know that I could do that and make the deadline. If I don't space it out a little bit, it's not that great for me. But I have had to change my process a little bit as I've switched from fully traditional into indie, because there was such a lag of turning in the book and then it going through editing. And so I would, do sort of the Nora Roberts messy first draft and then go in as I was drafting the next one and edit it. But that doesn't really work, with this sort of turnaround I'm trying to do now. And so I'm trying to, which I think Jenny does, I don't know what the rest of you guys do, I'm trying to write a cleaner book from the start so that I don't have so much to clean up in my own self-editing process.
So does that slow you down when you're trying to write cleaner?
I think it slows me down. But I think overall it doesn't slow down the process, because then I'm just not doing so much pure editing at the end. I'm doing kind of the, okay, write 2,000 words, but then also clean them up in the day and then move on to the next thing. So it's just a different kind of, mind shift. And it's sort of I kind of had to tell myself, okay, girl, like, you can do this. You can, you can change your process. Like, this is not, you're not doing math here. Like, there's not one way to do it. So.
And to be clear, I wish I did it like Michelle, because Michelle gets to every Friday and goes, oh, I've got 15,000 words done this week.
Wow.
I can, so I might be able to write 17,000 in 3 days, but it's not a fun 3 days.
The torturous 3 days where she's just leisurely. Although
Consistently
3,000 words a day is a lot. That's a lot of words to me. Yeah. So you're writing that much because you're trying to put out multiple books a year.
Yes. And I used to do, I did multiple books. It was just the time frame of it. And, I'm doing a lot more social media and TikTok and learning Facebook ads and kind of all of that stuff too, that before I just was a little more hands off. And I wish I'd started doing the indie stuff sooner, because I've learned so much and connected with readers in such a more personal, like a different way, that I think it would have enhanced what I was doing even with my traditional books.
Oh, I agree
Wow.
with that. I wish I had indie published before I traditional published.
Yeah.
So when did you make the shift? Sorry.
So, no, you're good. I made the shift. I'm still doing, like, I just agreed to do one book for Harlequin in a continuity. But I really made the shift. It was significantly when kind of the death bell of mass market started ringing, and those weren't going to be on the shelves, because that was kind of what I was, is a mass market, single title author plus the series books. And I still have a great relationship with my editor, and I appreciate a lot of things, but I felt like there was also a lot of there's just a lot of like unanswered questions, and maybe some, you can use the term gaslighting. And I had like a real identity, like midlife crisis of what am I doing? And I kind of went back to that. What do I like to do? What am I good at doing? I like writing books. I like writing small towns. I like writing, I like connecting with readers. I like taking readers' feedback and including them in future stories. And so it was sort of 2023 that I started thinking that. And then I did take 2024 and I wrote the first 2 books in the series, because I thought I can't learn all the marketing stuff and pace out the books every 3 months at the same time. And so then I started publishing at the first quarter of this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
How many books do you have out, Michelle?
I'm in the 60s now.
Wow. I want to be you when I grow up.
But I don't have I have rights back to any of my backlist. So this, is kind of new and fun. And this is the first series that I did that was first person, which was, again, just something I sort of wanted to try and see if I liked it. And I did feel like it kind of helped me get into the minds of the characters in that deep POV a little bit. So that's
been person worked great for the story. Wonderful.
Yeah. How hard was it to make that switch though? And did you find yourself flipping back sometimes, or?
I went from third person past to first person present. The first person wasn't as hard as keeping it in present versus past was. I don't know it.
We're all nodding. Yes. Agreed. Yes.
All written in, it's hard. It's hard when when you've done one for so long.
Right. And I dictate a lot because I have some back issues. So I can't, I'm in pretty good shape now, but in 2021, I had some pretty significant back issues. So I started dictating, and I love it now. I just love, so I dictate everywhere. I dictate on walks, I dictate in the car, I dictate folding laundry. And so that was like, again, training my mind to speak in present tense versus.
And so what is your dictation tool, just as a writerly interest?
Yeah, I've tried a lot of I've done Otter AI, I've tried Dragon. What I found, I have a Mac laptop. What I have found works the best for me is I dictate straight into voice memos on my phone because I don't need to worry about Wi-Fi or it dropping or anything. And then I have a program called Mac Whisper that just then transcribes it, and then I go in and from there. So it super easy process.
And do you write in Word, or do you write in Scrivener or any other? Oh, you do.
Mm-hmm. And so, I love Scrivener. I export it then to Word and then to a Google Doc for my editor. But I love Scrivener because I like being able to, for anybody watching who isn't familiar with Word, Scrivener, the thing that to me Scrivener gives you the ability to do is it shows you all your chapters on one side. So if you want to flip back or look at different things, it's a very easy way to do that. And back to that, like forgetting what I wrote maybe yesterday, that's very helpful for me.
So does Mac Whisper take your voice memo and just move it over to Scrivener, or does it
Yeah,
move it?
once Whisper does it, then I'll just move it, copy, select all, copy, paste it into Scrivener, and then go from there with it.
Do you find you get more words doing dictation than you do typing?
I can get pretty much the same amount of words. I feel like it's just easier. It's easier on my body, and it's a little bit fresher. I do have to. Then what I do when I'm dictating is I typically, like, the dictation is a little more streamlined. I'm getting the dialogue or the scene out, and then when I'm going in and editing, I'm adding in some of the setting details, timeline kind of stuff, which I'm also terrible at, but because it involves math. So
So Jennifer wants to know, how do you know how to pick the right editor and publisher?
um well, now I am my own publisher, so I have a lot of trust in my publisher, but
She's the best.
but yes. So I've written for a couple different lines at Harlequin and Montlake, and I feel like I've been very lucky in my traditional books contracts that I've had, for the most part, great editors who really get me and get my voice, which I think is the most important. And when I was looking for an editor, when I went indie, is I was just reading a ton across small town indie books, and any book that I found that I thought was well edited, I would go to the front and see who they shouted out as their editor. And so then I interviewed a couple, and I ended up on a Zoom call with the editor who has now edited this whole book. Just, it was just that gut feeling. I mean, I knew she could do it because she's Claire Kingsley's editor, and there were a bunch of people who I'd read the books, and I thought, these don't have a lot of mistakes. There's not a lot of plot holes. But I also, I felt like with her.
So Jennifer also wants to know, how do you pick the covers for your books?
Oh gosh, covers. This series, I have the same cover designer has done all of them. And I would say the covers are one of the hardest things because, for these I've done couple covers. And so I've bought exclusive stock for a couple of them, and I've done stock photos for some of them, but it's like finding the book or finding the couple that, you feel like embodies characters. But I felt like that in traditional too. When I had couples on them, there were some that I would get and I didn't have a lot of feedback, and I would be like, oh my gosh, did you not read that he was like a giant of a man hockey player and looked like a 30-year-old hipster barista? Like
it's funny because I don't think readers understand that when you have a publishing house, they choose your covers, not us,
right.
And they're not always exactly what we would choose.
Exactly.
And searching stock photos for a couple that you like the guy might be cute and then the girl is not
the
anything.
wrong hair color or something like that. Yeah.
Or the girl might be perfect and the dude is just, there is so many like skinny, not muscly dudes out there. And it is so hard to find a good stock photo couple.
It is. And I feel like, as a reader, there are some times where, I have a picture of the characters in my head, especially the hero. So I do think like you kind of, you don't want it to be a couple that's so, the readers can't use a little of their imaginations too if they want to. There's a fine line. It's hard. Jennifer, I think the covers are one of the hardest things.
And yet they're they're critical.
Yes. Thank God.
And you have a little something special in the background of one of your covers, right?
Oh yeah, in this I have it. Someone to tempt. This is my backyard in the back.
Oh, wow.
Hold it up again. Let me look.
This is the mountain that's behind my house, and
Wow.
That is so neat.
and we were looking, for backgrounds and going back and forth, and I was like, well, this is kind of what I'm thinking, and she incorporated that. So
That's wonderful.
That is
And that's Cheyenne Mountain, right?
it's Cheyenne Mountain, yes.
So that's where NORAD is.
Yes. So I mean, if it's good enough for war games, it's good enough for me.
So Jennifer
There you
said
go.
she's like the cover of your books. Yeah.
You.
So the 5th book is coming out in January, and then what is the estimated time for the last 2?
I have been trying to do like every 3 months I kind of rapid release the first couple, and then I've gotten onto this sort of every 3 months, except I have a slutty new idea for the series right next, and I wasn't so book 7 in the series is Ava, who's kind of the mouthy one in the group, and I wasn't sure if I was going to give her a book, and then it was clear as you go through the series that she's not in a great place, and I was like, so I'm going to try to as soon as I turn this in, I have an idea for her book, and I'm going to start it, and so I'm going to try to maybe do January, March, and May or June. So I'm going to try to bust them out in the first 6 months of.
Wow.
Good for you.
So Jenny, writing retreat. So
I'm in.
And your new idea, does it have to do with this series, or is it something completely
no,
always the way?
it might be a little, I can't decide if I'm going to go magical realism or just, I've been reading a ton of witchy books lately. So it's something a little different, but I'm excited about it. And, they always call your name next book. So,
So is there a genre?
You're not writing.
Yeah.
That's the one that's calling your name. Whatever one you're
Right.
not working on.
When you're going, that's right.
What did you ask, Diana?
You get so sick of the one you're working on. That you
Sorry,
want-
Siri just started talking randomly. And I don't know. I'm asking you a question. I was saying, so is there a genre that you want to write or you don't see yourself writing?
I don't ever see myself writing horror because, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
like horror romance is sort of a new, like trendy, niche thing, but I get super freaked out at everything, so that would not work for me. But I'd really like to. I'm in a pretty obnoxious HOA, and I really want to write a Big Little Lies type book around an HOA, kind of a domestic.
Oh my God, do it. Do it. I love that idea.
Great idea.
So
It's so relatable.
yeah. And I have a proposal that like I sort of had, and that's when I was, kind of breaking up with my agent and it around like a child star who fakes her own death and then coming back, and again, it's always what you're not working on that's kind of calling your name. So I'm sure you guys are the same way. I don't have thankfully, knock on wood, I don't have at this point a lack of ideas. I have a lack of, being able, I think 3,000, I think 15,000 words a week is a lot. But then, there's always the people who are like, oh, I wrote 20,000 words today. And I'm like,
Oh,
What?
Jenny. No.
but every day to do
But
that, there are all people who do that every day.
yes. So
Michelle, 15,000 words a week is a lot.
thank you.
It's a lot. It's a
It
lot.
is.
And I love the idea of someone faking their death. I just read a whole news article about this guy who faked his death so he could, go be with his Russian lover that he met online. So, yeah, and he was married. He had 2 kids and oh God, it was real. Yeah.
In a book that my agent has that's not out yet, that she is shopping, one of my characters fakes her own death. And I got the idea because I read a nonfiction book by a private investigator who that was like his shtick, where he would find these people who fake their own death. And he had all these ways of doing it, that it was just so fascinating, like
Yeah.
how they look at it, how they find somebody who thinks they're being so diligent about faking their own death, but there are ways.
A clue left behind.
Yeah, it was really neat to read it.
It's only got to be harder and harder though nowadays. Like, would you have to set it back in the 70s or 80s to make
No,
it?
I made certain I adapted. I made this happen, but that's also how she gets caught, is social media and all that stuff. Like you can't avoid
Avoid it now.
facial recognition practically anymore. You know what I mean? It's everywhere.
Right. And that's sort of the same thing with mine. I mean, I kind of like, I'm a big sort of Hollywood, gossip kind of junkie. And I loved that. There was that book, I'm Glad My Mother Died, by the girl who
Yeah.
cat, and there's so many. It was that whole Nickelodeon documentary, and obviously there's like the Disney curse. And so I was so fascinated by, what if somebody just wanted to get off the sort of Ferris wheel of that and couldn't. But yeah, the reason, to Sharon's point, that my character comes back is because there's like a 20th anniversary thing of her show, and she's going to be, somebody found her. So
I want to read it. Like, I'm ready to auto buy right now.
Yeah.
So that, Michelle, the HOA, anything else you need you to do for us?
So
The HOA thing is timely. My neighborhood here in Virginia made national news because my neighborhood is really old and it does not have an HOA, and someone built a monstrosity, and it's been all over the national news. The AP picked it up. I saw it on CBS last night. I saw it on CNN, and because we have a covenant but not an HOA, and so it's distressing because in real life the neighbors are upset because this monstrosity has plummeted the property values, but now there's death threats against the person who built it. Like, and it's in real life. I'm watching, and it's on the other side of my neighborhood, and so now there's police. We have these police and we have these helicopters flying over trying to get pictures of it. There's drones flying. They had to stop construction. And if you look for it online, it's Greenbrier, Virginia, and you'll see. I mean, it is an absolute monstrosity. And
Oh my God.
We need the link to that news story, Sharon.
I'm literally writing down Greenbrier, Virginia.
For a book, because now there's questions of fraud on the inspectors and on the permit.
Oh my gosh.
How did all this happen? And so
there's nothing authors like more than a real life story. That's,
But it's like the anti-HOA, right? Because we don't have an HOA, we have a covenant because the HOA was so onerous. So
a covenant sounds so much more serious to me. It's like you broke the covenant, you're going down. Yeah.
So I was thinking, Michelle, your book, you could do it the opposite, and then like who's anyway.
Yeah,
we'll have to chat about it. Next time we'll have to.
Somebody's gonna die because people have strong feelings around.
I can't believe this made national news. I mean, people have very, very strong feelings about stuff like this.
They really do. On my road, I live out in the country, but it's, country, like there's houses nearby, I'm not like deep country, just country. And so way down the road, there's a house and it was just a nice little brick house, but somebody moved in and like the whole front yard is like a junkyard now. And there's just like crap everywhere and the police are there. And I know all the neighbors around, I feel bad because that's what it is. They just plummeting values and like, oh man, I'm just glad it's not next to me.
Neighborhood drama.
Yep.
And everybody has an HOA story. Everybody. I have so many.
I know.
Yeah.
Another time, Michelle will have to get together and talk HOAs because we could just go on and on. We could just create the best story.
Oh, anthology. That's what
HOA anthology.
I do want to
Sexy.
sexy HOA anthology of some sort.
For Christmas, we'll do a snowed in Christmas.
Perfect.
Yeah, I bet it would sell though.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, gosh. Well, shoot, this hour went way too fast, Michelle.
It did. For sure. It was so fun.
much.
That
Well,
was
thank
fun.
you.
So, hold up your book one more time so people know.
Do you have the cover of the other one, Michelle?
The next one?
I don't have the cover. I don't have the cover yet. My cover designer had a terrible tragedy in her family. And so I am grateful that I can be super patient with her. But we have some concepts, but not yet. And I'm just trying to give her space. So.
Okay.
So this one is the 4th book in the Skylark series. Check them all out.
Yep.
It's so much fun. That book
Love
was
it.
so much fun. I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Thank
so
you
good.
again.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you being part of our book club, and see you next time for the HOA anthology.
Hey,
Bye.
hang out, Michelle. We'll come back to you.
Okay. All right, so we are kicking off our December, and Abby, you have something you want to say about December, right?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Diana, for reminding me. So in my Dangerously Dark Darlings group, we're having Secret Santa Days, and the 4 of us will be showing up on Thursday, December 4th, and doing our giveaway days where we have just lots of fun and giveaways amongst us. And then on the 5th is the actual kickoff of Secret Santa Days, where over 300 authors are showing up to give away tons of books and gift cards and swag. And it is so much fun and it's wild. And if you want to meet your book people, that's where to meet them. If you want to find new authors, that's where to find them, and it goes Friday and Saturday. You have to enter all the giveaways. And then on Sunday, the winners are announced of all the giveaways. So definitely join Abby's Dangerously Dark Darlings for that.
And we'll put
We're looking forward to that.
We'll put the link underneath the post for the video.
And the Isn't It Romantic Book Club will have some fun things going on in December too. Stay tuned to hear more about all of that. We've got some ideas in the works that we know you guys are going to love.
And December.
And we'll be reading. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sharon.
I was going to say December 7th, we're doing a quick, for the Wounded Warrior anthology, we're doing a small party on Sunday. I think it's December 7th, where just the authors are going to pop in just to share their stories.
Fun.
Yeah. So just the stories of
There's lots going on in December, everyone. So stay tuned. And we will be reading for December A Christmas Cabin Proposal by Sharon Ray. And it's inside the Snowed In With You anthology. That's why she had the Snowed In With You on the brain. So we're looking forward to that. So stay tuned. Lots more to come. And thanks for joining us. Bye, everyone.